Certain that when you do graduate and that you come back, that you have a reason to be in Memphis and you have a reason to be in Tennessee because they're forced to send their child to a school that's not great. And so I welcome what you're doing here. I think it is good for the state. It's not just about helping a small group of students get a great education. You can be part of encouraging a greater culture that places a high importance on education, that realizes if we're going to compete and if we're going to have the quality of life that we want, this is important. It's a privilege for me to introduce Kevin Huffman, who's our new Commissioner of Education. He's been on the job for all of 3 days. But one of the reasons that I asked Kevin to come do this job is this. He made it clear to me at the very beginning, he believes in the education of every child, period. That there aren't going to be some kids that we're going to say they can't learn. And that's important. And one of the challenges that we have in Tennessee for all of us, if you go to school here, if you go to school at East High School, or we just left, wherever you go, is to raise the value of education in Tennessee. We have a cultural issue, if you will, around education, but we don't take it seriously enough. That's all of our jobs, regardless of where you're getting your education.
Thank you, everybody. It is breathtaking to stand up here and look out at this assembly of faces, leaders, many of you I know very well, and even more exciting in some ways, many of you I haven't met before, and that tells me that there is new energy, new leadership coming out of the woodwork to step forward at a very critical time for Memphis. So I want to just begin with heartfelt gratitude to all of you for stepping forward. And let me ask that each of you who threw your hat in the ring and went through the process, each of you who's put yourself forward for this United School Board, will you please raise your hand? Movement, and that is closing the achievement gap. So each of you has agreed to step forward and take this torch. And when Dr. King and the leaders of his generation were working for just basic access, right? And achieve that goal, now what we all in this room are working toward is not just access, but quality education for every single child. And that's why every one of you is here today. So there's great news in Memphis, Tennessee. The title of the slide previous to this was Memphis, the epicenter of education reform. I'm here to tell you that the conversation, the lawsuits, the buzz and in some ways static about governance, while it's vitally important, One thing I hope you'll take with you is the recognition that there is amazing progress going on the ground in Memphis City schools and Shelby County schools. Huge progress that is being recognized nationally. I can tell you that the leading thinkers in the realm of education reform, the leading funders in education reform, have their eyes on Memphis, Tennessee, and believe that we are really at the forefront, leading the work.
If something progressive is moving in this community, we count on Barbara to be very much involved. Barbara, thank you. Mayor Ward, it's always good to see you. And all of you who had a part in really bringing this together. I just want to commend you and thank you for that. You know, I was asked recently, after a short period of time in my office, they said, are you spending an inordinate amount of time on education? And I said, yes, I am, but there's nothing more important than education to spend time on. And,
Good evening, Commissioners. The United States of America, which was founded in 1776, is a system that believes in balanced government. The founding fathers, which were young people, envisioned a system of checks and balances to hold all parties responsible for ensuring that all citizens were represented accurately. At age 25, I believe as the youngest candidate, I represent my generation under these values. Commissioners, I want you to know that I have been featured on CNN News as an eye reporter. A lot of my things have been featured on CNN, such as on the Mississippi River flooding. Commissioner Shafer, I interviewed her through Breakthrough Women. I was a member of the White House press corps when President Barack Obama came here to Memphis, Tennessee, and visited Booker T. Washington High School. I also just recently greeted Hollywood celebrity Jason Earls, Diamond Rio at the Governor Music Fest, and Harrison Frazier at Southland. I have gained a close business partnership with Barbara Hyde of the Hyde Foundation and met FedEx founder Fred Smith. And I would like to read a letter that I have just recently received from Governor Bill Haslam of Tennessee, who I'm a business associate with also. And it states, "Dear Nicholas, thank you for contacting me. Listening to and learning from Tennesseans is very important to me, and I'm committed to better understanding your concerns. As I travel across the state and learn about the unique challenges facing each community, one thing in common is places I visit is the need for new jobs. As the governor, my priority is to make Tennessee #1 in the state in the Southeast region. As part of my plan to bring high-quality jobs to Tennessee, I'm working to improve our educational system, manage the budget conservatively, and implement regional economic development strategies to leverage each region's existing assets. Again, I thank you for contacting my office and concerns. Warmest regards, Governor Bill Haslam." I'd like to thank you, Commissioners, for your service to humanity. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Mr. Pegues? All right, thank you. Mr. Polk, Louis Polk.
Commissioner Shafer.
Yes, thank you. Kelly Gilmer, Billy Oracle, Todd Payne, and I'm going to give a vote to Nicholas Pegues too because of his sheer grit and determination for showing up as young as he is.
That's Gilmer, Oracle, Payne, and Pegues. Commissioner Brooks.
Turn your microphone on, Commissioner, please.
Okay, that's more Lindsay, Oracle, and White. Commissioner Burgess.
Michelle Lindsay, Moore Lindsay, Billy Oracle, James Sedoya, and Ralph White.
That's more Lindsay, Oracle, Sedoya, and White. Commissioner Ford.
Council Ralph White, Billy Oracle, Edward Hayes III, and Michelle Moore Lindsay.
That's White, Orville, Hayes, and Moore Lindsay. Commissioner Thomas?
Gilmer, Orville, Payne, and White.
That's Gilmer, Orville, Payne, and White. Commissioner Mulroy?
Orville, Thompson, Payne, and Moore Lindsay.
That's Orville, Thompson, Payne, and Moore Lindsay. Commissioner Chisholm?
Orville, Lindsay, Payne, and White.
That's Orville, Moore Lindsay, Payne, and White. And Chairman Carpenter?
Orville, Nouse, and Polk.
Orville, Knaus, and Polk.
I got one more, right?
Yes.
Sedolia.
That's Orville, Knaus, Polk, and Sedolia.
No one change their vote? Commissioner Brooks? I'd like to add Hayes because you only voted for 3, correct? Okay.
Could you let us know the top 4, and then I guess we can see.
We will. Anybody want to change your vote though before I close it? All right. All right, our 4 finalists are Orville, Payne, Moore, and White.
Nicholas Pegues reporting here with James Harrell, a potential candidate for the Tennessee 9th Congressional District. Mr. Harrell, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm married, and we've lived in Tennessee for the last, about 24 years. We moved here from Houston, Texas, and I came here as a vice president with Buckman Laboratories.
Awesome.
And I had been involved in the chemical industry most of my life. I have a degree in that area. I also have a master's degree in business administration.
Awesome. Mr. Harrell, I would like to say that as a young, rising entrepreneur and political icon, you have truly inspired me, and I know you'll be a true inspiration to the citizens of Young Memphis. And I thank you for your potential service. And I thank you for your service in 2010.
You're very welcome. I might add to that, I have 2 children and 5 grandchildren.
Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Harrell. You have a blessed day. Nicholas Pegues reporting. CNN Our Report.